Hello everyone, Brick Dark here. Today I'm reviewing the LEGO Star Wars Bad Batch Attack Shuttle, which has 6 figures, of which 5 are minifigures and 1 is a droid. It also has 969 pieces and retails for $100 in the United States. Here is Hunter, just going to shine the flashlight so you can see the detail on his torso. He does actually share this torso with Wrecker, who we'll see in a bit. You can see the detail on the torso, looks very nice. Doesn't include a backpack, that's just printed. And then he doesn't have a specially molded helmet. He does have the normal Phase 2 Trooper helmet, which I think works for him. He also comes with his knife. Now, underneath, he does have a face, and they do include this hairpiece for him, which doesn't look the best. It doesn't look terrible, but the Monkey Kid hairpiece would have worked a lot better, especially to get that band in. But he does have that nice looking expression where half of it's covered in the crosshair. Then he has this face on the back, which I think looks a lot like Rambo. I don't know, that just does. But this is definitely a figure you're going to want to keep the helmet on, since unfortunately the hairpiece just doesn't really look right on him. Here is Tech. And he comes with 2 of that more realistic looking gun. So just gonna take those off. Now he does come with a specially molded helmet. He's the only figure in the set to do so. And it does sort of suffer from 2019 Stormtrooper syndrome in that it hangs down further than it's supposed to. But I think it looks good with the backpack he's wearing. He's the only figure in the set to have a backpack. You can see on the back there is this print, which you get 2 of in the set, as well as the little antenna. He also has an eyebrow raise, which looks rather similar to the Rock eyebrow raise. There's the back of the torso design. Now, I will say, if you don't have the backpack on, the helmet looks considerably worse and comes down even further, but even then, I don't think it's nearly as egregious as the 2019 Stormtrooper redesign. And then looking at the helmet itself, you've got the design on the side with the skull. This visor can't move up and down. It's a bit of a shame, but it's a compromise they had to make. And I believe the piece is dual molded. It's a bit hard to see. Just shine the flashlight so you can kind of get an idea of what's in there. And you have the red stripe up top. Included is also the Peter Venkman hair in brown. So you can have his face like this, or like that. That's what the figure looks like with the hair. The hair looks a lot better than Hunter's hair. And then putting the backpack back on, this is what the figure looks like. Probably this is many people's choice for the best figure of the set, but I think all of the figures here are absolutely great, and I wouldn't be surprised if this set 5 years down the line is worth like $500 because of these figures. Because none of these figures come in any other set as of now. Here is Wrecker again. I'm gonna shine excuse me. I'm gonna shine the flashlight so you can see he does come with that blaster piece that I don't really know how to describe it, but it's this blaster piece used a lot in LEGO superheroes. And he does also come with this new armor plate piece, which is used to bulk up characters, used on the Dark Trooper and on Paz Vizsla. You can see the Clone Force 99. His helmet uses the Invincible Iron Man helmet, which I think works well. It's the pretty close shape. You can see more of that detail there. Then his face underneath is really cool. It's got the scar and the one blind eye. Really cool. No alternate face because he has no hair, so it would be exposed. But yeah, this is another really good minifigure. This and Tech, I think, are what people would consider to be the 2 best figures in the set, though I like all of them equally. Here is Echo, and I do say that I think there is definitely some things LEGO could have done better with this figure. Using the Phase 2 Trooper helmet doesn't work. It works on Hunter, doesn't really work for Echo. I think if they had used the First Order ATM-6 driver, if they used that helmet, that would have worked better and been a closer shape. They also print the waist cape, which is unfortunate. I would have much preferred if that was an actual piece, but they don't really like to give characters waist capes anymore. He does have this nice printed arm on the side, and we'll get into that in a bit. But underneath, you can see he has the face, which uses the normal flesh tone, whereas everyone else has that more accurate dark flesh tone, and I really like that they use this. You can see on the back, he does have that part built into his brain. Doesn't attach to the piece, but we all expected that. Now, this brings up something, because in the show, he has not gotten a normal arm. There was multiple toys that suggested he was going to get his normal arm, but he still has his mechanical arm. And the piece that resembles a mechanical arm is very similar to this one, or one that they could use, just attach one of the toolbox pieces, and I think it would be the most accurate. I also think this arm is extremely ugly. So, it brings up the debate, and we're going to get into this with the ship as well. What's better, accuracy or aesthetically pleasing? Because I think this is much more aesthetically pleasing than if they had made it accurately, but at the same time, it is inaccurate. So it does bring up an interesting debate. Again, we're going to get into that more with the Shuttle. I like how the figure looks, aside from the helmet and the waist cape, but regarding the arm, I do think that this is the better looking version to go for. And I still think the figure's really cool. I just think the waist cape and a more accurate helmet would have made this figure a top 5 figure for the year, but as it stands, it's still a really cool figure. Here is Crosshair in his Imperial outfit. Now, this is a figure, this is my least favorite figure of the set, because it's the most generic looking, but also, I think it is the most egregiously inaccurate. Whereas, I think with Echo, it looks better having a normal arm. This is unacceptable because of a mistake they made all the way back in 2013 when they introduced this redesigned Phase 2 helmet. For some inexplicable reason, LEGO did not make the accessory holes in this piece. I don't know why. It's the stupidest thing they've ever done. Well, I stand by it as the stupidest thing. You might think that other things regarding the UCS gunship is. I think that is the stupidest thing they have ever done, because you had the Phase 2 Rex, which came out that year, didn't have the antenna. Now you have Crosshair, who doesn't have the antenna. And they are integral parts of the figures, and that's also my leading theory on why they haven't made a Phase 2 Cody yet, because they'd have to make a whole new mold, because they screwed this up so badly. They just didn't include the accessory holes, and it would be such an easy fix. You have the part right there on the helmet that you can just hollow out and make an accessory. But anyways, with that rant out of the way, as a rant on LEGO Star Wars in general, this figure does have a very cool face print underneath. I really do like that. And the helmet thing is a knock against LEGO Star Wars as a whole. The backpack is printed as well, and then he does come with a long rifle. Again, LEGO, just take this piece and add the accessory holes on either side. Please. I beg you. Please. Finally, we have the Gonk Droid, which is not the correct color that the Gonk Droid on the ship is. I believe that one is more tan. Shining the flashlight so you can get a better look at it. But beyond that, it's a fine build for a Gonk Droid. I still think the best one is the 2003 Gonk Droid, but it's a pretty cool Gonk Droid. And this one, I don't really care much about accuracy, because it can't fit in the ship, and it's a Gonk Droid. When this set was revealed back in May of 2021, it received a lot of criticism because of the unusual color choice. Now, granted, we had not seen this set in a well-lit setting, or this ship rather. We had always assumed the set to be grey. And as it turns out, The ship in reality is more of a mix between dark gray and sand blue. The color of this ship does not exist in the Lego palette, and so this sand blue is the closest color that we have. And I like how this looks, because this brings up the debate I brought up with Echo. Is it better to be accurate, or is it better to look good? Because I think this is a far more memorable design and color choice than the actual color of the ship. When mock-ups were being made back when Season 7 was premiering in 2020, I thought, oh, this isn't a very interesting looking ship, but I'll buy it just for the figures. Now, since it is this unique sand blue color that has never been seen on any other set, Lego Star Wars, I think this is a far more interesting and memorable ship. So, let's get started. So, at the front here, you do have this printed cockpit piece. Now, bit of an issue with this is that you can move this up, but you can't fit any figures in because that fin gets in the way. But you can move these wings down. We're just going to do that so we can get a better look at the set. Now, you do have some stickers, and they are on all of these. So you have one on top, one on the bottom. Then you also have these cannons at the back, which looks very cool. Another engine. And this very, very nicely smoothed off area with a random stud showing. I'm not sure why they did that. I think that looks a little tacky, but anyways, to access the interior of this, you just grab the fin and pull up. Now, interestingly, you can actually fit all all 4 of the Bad Batch members in here. So, we're gonna take Hunter, put him in the cockpit, and we'll go over, give you a bird's eye view once I've put all the figures in, but you can put Echo in as well. If you take Tech's backpack off, you can fit him in, and you can fit Wrecker in as well. So, and there is a place to put accessories that I will show during the bird's eye view, but putting in Tech, at least I think this is how it goes. Hopefully I didn't mess this up. And then, yeah, Wrecker, they fit in. It's a tight squeeze, so giving you the bird's eye view, it is a tight squeeze, but you can fit all 4 of the good Bad Batch figures in here, which is a very, very cool aspect of this. So you can see here, you do have this printed control panel. Then you can just close it all on up. Works very well. I'm not a fan of this little gap at the front, but that's a very small detail. Now you do have this little area for storage. You can pull up, and inside there is this little loose container where you can store some accessories. So I'm gonna put in Tech's blasters like that, and just close it back on up. Now you do have these 2 stickers at the back. You have one that shows a Venator in some of the Star Wars language. I forget what that's called. Then you also have this other sticker on the side, which looks very cool. Then closing the set back on up, putting the wings up, you're fully loaded and ready to go, which is really cool. A lot of people were thinking that you wouldn't be able to do that, put all 4 members in, and that's really cool. Unfortunately, you don't have an Omega figure to put in, and if you did, there wouldn't be any place to put her, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like Omega, so I like how this works. I like how this looks, and I like that you can fit all of the good members of the Bad Batch in. But we're not done with the features of this set. With this set, you can, of course, turn the wings down, and you can grab it and swoosh away. Now, you can't grab it by the top fin here, because that will just open up the ship. You can, however, hold it on this area back here, and I think that works well. Some people said that you can easily hit the flick-fire missiles, which you can. Well, not flick-fire missiles, but spring-loaded shooters. You can see that they are under there, And gonna fire them off now. And that did not go anywhere. But you can see they're powerful, they're spring-loaded shooters. One of them just fell down the back, and they're very nicely well hidden. Some other details, you do have these cannons at the front as well as some lights throughout. And overall, it's just a very cool looking ship. Again, very easy to just have the wings up in this landed formation, which maybe one thing I would add is a little bit of landing gear. That's it. But beyond that, really the set is about as good as you can get for a $100 Bad Batch shuttle. Now, I think this is what LEGO would charge $100 for after seeing them in the past. This is a little small, and I think $80 for just this would be good, but I can see this being $100 on its own. But we do have these two speeder bike builds to look at, so that's what we're going to look at next. So here we have Crosshair Speeder. Now, if this looks familiar, it's actually the exact same design as the 501st Battle Pack Speeder, with one small change at the front, with this part being two pieces instead of one. And this is really cool, and it makes a lot of sense, because during the show, the Republic/Empire is still in this transitional phase between the two. So it makes sense that they would still have the old Republic technology, just recolored in Imperial colors. So at the front here, you do have these two stud shooters, which you push down on that, fires the stud. Enjoy them while you can, because they're getting replaced come 2022. You also have a seat up here where you can have Crosshair, and he can pilot the speeder and shoot at the Bad Batch. You also have a piece on the back here with 3 stickers, as well as a little sticker up in the front. Very good looking speeder, it's very solid, and I think it's very cool that this is the same general design from the one in the 501st Battle Pack. But that's not all. You also get this Lime Speeder in the set, which is a very unique design, both color-wise and just the general shape of the thing. You do have what could be blasters, but I think are more power cells on the side, which you can adjust. And getting all of these pieces in lime is really cool and useful for mock builders. You also have this part at the front. It's built in an interesting way. Got a couple of stickers to add a bit of detail. And on the box, they show Tech riding this, and you can even fit him in there with his backpack on. And getting him to attach to the bar. Doesn't look like you can have him grab both handles, so that's a bit of a shame, but you can have him shoot something, and then you can also just store weapon back here. I know that's Wrecker's weapon, but still, for illustrative purposes, works. And yeah, these two additions make the set feel worth $100, which I already think the set would have cost $100 already, but adding these two speeders definitely makes the set feel a lot more worth the price. But that's it for the builds of this set. Let's take a look at the box and the instructions. The box for this is this very large square, which is not a box size I've seen too often. Must have been used on some other sets, but I can't think of any. Up in the top right, you have Wrecker, Hunter, and Tech, which is really cool. This indicates this is a set based off of the Bad Batch show, and it's currently the only set with this box art. You do have the side box art on the side, and then on the back it shows a bunch of the features, and up top, the figure for reference is Hunter. Really like that white greebling design that they had for a couple of years, and it seems like that's changing in 2022. The instructions are also square, and in the back of the instructions, I guess, okay, yeah. They have an ad for the Skywalker Saga, which hopefully is coming out in spring 2022, though really no one knows. Interesting that they don't have PS5 listed down there. So this is still an advertisement from, what, 2019, 2020? Then you have an interesting array of ads, which shows all of the Clone Wars, sets, which is interesting. I have 501st Battle Pack and the AAT, and I do plan to get all of these other 3 on the side. Then you have an ad for the Summer 2021 sets, and I think all of these sets are cool sets that I will hopefully own at some point. Other than the Slave 1, I really don't like how small that is, and I might just wait for a Book of Boba Fett set to get that Boba Fett. But that's it for all of the ads and the instructions. Even though I brought up a lot of negative points with this set during this review, I still really do love it. You're getting 5 exclusive figures, all of whom are really cool. Some of them could be a little cooler, but still, they are very cool figures. And then you're getting a very unique and cool looking ship and 2 cool speeders to boot. And a Gonk Droid. Who doesn't love a Gonk Droid? Again, I would have preferred if LEGO, all the way back in 2013, had included the accessory holes on the redesign of the Phase 2 helmet. But that's a complaint with 2013 LEGO, not entirely with this set. This set is just a victim of the consequences of that action. And I think Echo is the figure that probably could have used the most work. Having a waist cape and a different mold for the helmet would have made that figure a top 5 figure, but as it still stands, I still think it's a very cool figure. And then the ship itself, I really do like the design of it. Maybe a landing gear would have been nice, but still, I think it looks really good. And then you have the 2 speeders as well, which are very nice additions, though not the main selling point of the set. Overall, I would give this set a 9 out of 10. I still really do like it. Like, the figures are so cool, man. I think the Echo could have been really cool, but still, it's a very cool figure as it stands. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you guys later. Peace.